In this video, we will learn how to get more information on creatives you are interested in and get deep insights into the entire ad campaign. In the previous video tutorial, we demonstrated the use of filters, sliders, and sorting methods to find the creatives of interest. Once you find the creatives you are looking for, you can dig deeper by clicking anywhere on the highlighted area of the creative to open a multi-tab panel that contains all the details as shown on your screen. Let's understand each tab in more detail. The leftmost tab is the Synopsis tab that gives you a comprehensive view on the creative. You will find following information on this tab. Thumbnail of the screenshot of the landing page. Clicking on the thumbnail will open a full-sized landing page screenshot. Full screenshot button, which again will open the full-sized scrollable screenshot image of the landing page. Visit page button, which will take you the actual landing page in a new browser tab. Copy URL button will copy the URL of the landing page in your device buffer. URL chains button will open a new modal window that shows the inbound and outbound chains. When an ad is clicked, the user is usually redirected through multiple URLs before reaching the final landing page. These redirects are mostly used for tracking purposes by the ad networks, affiliate networks, and other third-party networks. Anstrex captures these redirects within the inbound URL chain parameter. For example, in this case, the inbound chain parameter shows that the user is directed from the tracking server of the ad network through the third-party tracker and finally to the landing page. Once the user is on the landing page, there will be multiple links on that page which are called outbound URLs. Each outbound URL can have a redirect chain just like inbound chain. These are captured by Anstrex within outbound URL chain parameter. The first entry in outbound chain parameter is a drop-down that lists various outbound URLs on the landing page. Clicking on any of the URL will show you the chain associated with that particular URL. In summary, the URL chain can give you insights about the identity of the tracking platforms and affiliate networks used by the advertiser. Next button is Download and Deploy. This button will download the landing page and allow you to customize this landing page and deploy it on your server. This topic will be covered in detail in a different tutorial. The Import to LanderLab button can import the landing page into LanderLab, which is a third-party tool. Next tab is Statistics tab that give you daily activity of the ad presented in graphic format. The graph on this tab shows you relative daily impression chart for the creative. By default, the time scale on this chart is set to 14 days. It can be expanded further by changing the zoom slider. The radio button below the chart gives you the option to view the data on a daily basis or monthly basis. On the next tab, you will find bid history for the creative. For many creatives, Anstrex is able to observe actual CPC bids. We provide the bid data for such creatives on this tab. As you can see, the CPC bid for this creative for both the countries Austria and Germany has been 4 cents per click over time. The data on this tab is of great value because it gives you CPC bid data of your competitor, which in return allows you to control your max CPC bids and your overall ROI on the campaign. Landing Pages tab gives you an overview of the various landing pages used by the advertiser. Each landing page is presented with a thumbnail view. Clicking on the thumbnail opens a full-sized screenshot of the landing page. You will also find Copy URL, Visit Page, and Download and Deploy buttons for each landing page. In this view, you can also filter the landing pages by target country. Publishers tab is probably the most important tab. It contains a complete list of all the websites where the ad and the entire campaign is being targeted. A well-run, successful campaign will have an optimized publisher targeting, and Anstrex continuously monitors and updates this data. Our customers can gain a huge advantage and minimize wasteful spend by leveraging this data. Let's now look at how the data is presented on Publisher Dashboard. The chart on the top has a two-level tree map. The parent level shows the ad networks that the campaign or creative is using. The size of the box is proportional to the percentage of targeted publisher sites from each ad network, and the color of the box is related to the duration of the campaign on each ad network. When you click on any ad network, it will show you child-level data which contains all the targeted publisher sites for that particular ad network. Each publisher is represented by a box on this tree map. The size of the box is proportional to the percent traffic from that publisher, and the color of the box is related to the duration in days for that particular publisher. You can hover your mouse on various boxes to see the full publisher name and other metrics such as percent traffic and duration. You can go back to the parent level by clicking on the arrow icon at the left-hand corner of the page. Below the chart, you will see two options: aggregate by campaign and aggregate by creative. The aggregate by campaign shows you the publisher data of the entire campaign, which includes multiple creatives, whereas aggregate by creative option shows you publisher data for one specific creative that you clicked on the listing page. Below that, you see the same data in tabulated format. The table contains the publisher website URL, percent traffic from each publisher, date on which the creative was first seen on publisher site, date on which it was last seen, and duration. In addition, a label is shown for each publisher identifying the ad network associated with the publisher. Sometimes you may see multiple ad network labels for a publisher because the publisher shows ads from multiple ad networks. Please note that each table column is sortable. Let's move on to the Ad Networks tab. This tab shows distribution by ad network. The data is presented to you in the pie chart format as well as tabulated format as shown here. Next tab is the Devices tab, which shows the distribution by desktop and mobile devices. The data again is presented to you in the pie chart format as well as tabulated format as shown here. The last tab is the Geo Distribution tab, which shows the campaign performance by the targeted country. The features on this tab are identical to the previous two tabs and therefore does not require any further explanation. Before I end the video, I would like to point you to the Open Panel in New Tab button on the top. This button opens the entire multi-tab panel in a new browser tab. This feature is useful if you want to save this data and compare it to other campaigns side by side. We now conclude comprehensive tutorial on how to analyze any given ad campaign or creative using the data analytics tool in Anstrex Pop Ads platform. I will see you again in the next tutorial videos. Cheers!